Here's all you need to know in weekly Newsbits. 2 strong quakes hit Mindanao. 900 bus trips deployed for All Saints and All Souls Days. Anti-Polio vaccination campaign meets 99.1% coverage. And Davao Region records highest teen pregnancy cases in the Philippines. Time to know the top stories of the week. I am Mace Perez and this is Weekly Newsbits. In less than a week, 2 strong quakes hit some parts of Mindanao, claiming lives and collapsing properties. For the story, here's Ralph Yemit.
The intensity 6 earthquake that was felt in Davao City caused a partial collapse of one of the 2 residential buildings of Overland 4,000 residences in Matina, Davao City. As of 12:30 p.m. on October 31, 11 individuals were injured following the incident. 10 sustained minor injuries, while 1 was rushed to the hospital after incurring lacerations on the head, possibly caused by the falling debris. As of 3:30 p.m. yesterday, no one was reported missing or dead. However, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio said the search and rescue team may have found signs of life. However, she said they cannot determine if it's a trapped human or an animal. Prior to the earthquake of October 31, the City Engineer's Office or CEO already issued 3 notices recommending for the condemnation of the building after cracks were found after a magnitude 6.6 earthquake on Tuesday, October 29. Building developers and administrators of the partially collapsed residential building in Overland might face legal consequences if proven that they have disregarded the condemnation notice from the city. She said the city will have to discuss the matter with the city legal office to explore legal actions in case the management defy the condemnation notice. To ensure the safety of the Davaoenos, the city has suspended all classes in all levels for both private and public schools. Work in all government offices of the city was also suspended. Private companies were also encouraged to suspend work. Meanwhile, after 2 strong earthquakes that rocked Mindanao, vehicles more than 20 tons are temporarily prohibited from traversing the Bolton Bridge in Davao City after a portion of it were affected. The Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, and CEO recommended to limit the passage of the Bolton Bridge to light vehicles after the diaphragm wall below the downstream side of the bridge had manifested some cracks brought by the earthquake.
To the public, I think they don't need to worry about the safety of the structure because our team of engineers have already checked the integrity of the bridge, and so far, per assessment, they can assure us that the bridge is safe for light vehicles.
Motorists are advised to take alternative routes such as the Generoso and Namaa Bridge for the meantime to avoid traffic congestion. Ralph Yemit, Weekly Newsbits.
The Davao City Overland Transport Terminal will deploy more than 900 bus trips starting October 31 to November 2 in time for Undas 2019. Rob Gumba for the details.
Davao City Overland Transport Terminal Head Isa Usop said the number of bus trips was increased from the usual 650 to 700 buses on a daily basis, as they are anticipating an increase in the volume of passengers who will be coming in and outside the city to visit the grave of their loved ones. Usop said the terminal caters to an estimated 30,000 to 35,000 passengers on a normal day, but since it's a holiday, they expect the number to reach as high as 120,000. Meanwhile, the Task Force Davao said as early as October 30, TF Davao personnel were deployed in 19 major cemeteries and memorial parks in downtown Davao City with increased visibility patrols in terminals, airports, seaports, and other places of convergence. Task Force Davao assured the passengers passing these checkpoints that they will be experiencing a well-ventilated and more convenient inspection area, with a bigger, cooler, and completed semi-permanent structures for X-ray baggage machine and metal detectors that were installed in different fixed checkpoints in Lasang, Turil, and Kalinan. Bomb-sniffing dogs and explosive ordnance disposal teams will also be deployed in the Davao City Overland Transport Terminal to ensure the security of passengers. Police Regional Office Regional Director Police Brigadier General Fillmore B. Escobar said that a total number of 1,945 policemen will be deployed in private and public cemeteries, public thoroughfares, and other vital installations in Davao Region to give security and assistance to the public. Rob Gumba, Weekly Newsbits.
The first round of Davao City government's Bayang Patak kontra Polio has recorded a total of 99.1% immunization coverage. For the details, here's Rona Villarreal.
Data from the Consolidated Oral Polio Vaccine Report of the City Health Office from October 14 to 27 shows that a total of 185,186 out of the 186,864 children ages 0 to 59 months old were vaccinated. Aside from the barangay health centers and house-to-house visits, the allocation of the oral polio vaccine type 2 to children were also conducted in selected hospitals, churches, and schools, which help in the wider coverage. CHO Technical Division Chief Julinda Acosta said the data is a manifestation of a positive response despite hesitation from some parents.
But we cannot really attain the 100% kasi may mga masakit at saka may mga nag-refuse pa rin against their religious beliefs. Meron din siyang konting very very small group na anti-vaccination na identify nila during their immunization.
She said children with high fever, pneumonia, and other severe conditions are not advised to undergo vaccination. She also said there were still those few people who refused to have their children immunized due to their religious belief in the common misconception of vaccination due to the dengue scare. The second round of the massive polio vaccination happening on November 25 to December 7 and the final batch happening on January 6 to 18 next year will have the same projection of targeted children. She also reminded that parents must bring their children again in the remaining batches for them to be fully immunized. Rona Villarreal, Weekly Newsbeats.
The Philippine Statistics Authority revealed that Davao Region has recorded the highest teenage pregnancy cases in the Philippines in 2017. For the story, here's Julia Trivita.
Davao Region, with 17.9%, topped the list of regions with teenage pregnancy cases in the Philippines. It was followed by Northern Mindanao with 14.7% and Soxargen with 14.5%. Data from the Department of Health Regional Office revealed that Davao Region has a total of 18,320 cases of teenage pregnancy, and it rose to a total of 18,403 cases in 2018. In the first quarter of 2019 alone, Davao has recorded nearly 8,000 teenage pregnancy cases, higher than the average number of cases in the same period last year. Davao City, meanwhile, pegged the highest among other provinces and local government units. In 2018, the city has accounted for a total of 4,959 teenage pregnancy cases, followed by Davao del Norte with 3,387 cases. With its ramp-up rate of teenage pregnancy, the Commission on Population and Development in Davao Region believe it is a few notches near the alarming level.
Tayo sa talagang alarming na, no? But then we are going there, no? If this will not be, pag hindi natin na-stop yung growth na ganito, we will be going to the alarming situation. That's why we are calling dun sa advocacy na no more children having children. Kasi pag hindi ito na-control, papunta na tayo dun sa emergency. Habang maaga pa, kumbaga sa agapan na natin.
POPCOM said when adolescents become pregnant, they have a higher prevalence of health risks, namely premature delivery, low birth weight of the baby, neonatal complications, and congenital anomalies. Early pregnancy also puts an additional financial burden to the affected teens and their parents. Julia Trivita, Weekly Newsbeats.
And those are some of the top stories of the week. We will be back after this short break. Stay tuned. You're still watching Weekly Newsbits. In business news, Davao City is set to host the Meetings, Incentives, Conventions and Exhibits Conference or MICECON in 2020. Rob Gumba has the details.
Davao City Tourism Operations Officer Jean Rose Dixon said Davao City was awarded by the Tourism Promotion Board of the Department of Tourism as the venue for the MICECON next year. It was held at the Grand Hyatt Hotel in Bonifacio Global City, Taguig on October 23. She said the Davao team has worked hard for the bid presentations. She also recognized the contribution of the private sector in the city's successful bid. Texon said hosting of the MICE conference will help the city achieve its goal of positioning itself as a MICE destination in the Philippines and the Brunei Darussalam Indonesia Malaysia Philippines East Asian Growth Area or BIMP-IAGA. She said the Tourism Office and the MICE Executive Committee will be meeting to strategize for the conference next year. The MICECon 2020 in Davao City is targeted to be held on September 28 to 30, 2020 at the SMX Convention Center, SM Lanang Premier. Other cities that submitted a bid for the MICECon 2020 are Iloilo and Clark. The MICECon 2020 is a gathering of about 500 MICE professionals, travel and tourism industry stakeholders in the country. Rob Gumba, Weekly Newsbits.
In sports, some 2,500 participants joined the 30th Southeast Asian Games Torch Relay Run on Wednesday, which signals the countdown of the biennial games, which will open on November 30. Marian Sabiran Abalayan has the details.
Around 2,500 participants answered the starting gun at SM Lanang Premier in Davao City Wednesday, October 30, as the 30th Southeast Asian Games Torch Relay Run ushered the 30-day countdown before the country's hosting of the biennial games officially opens on November 30 at the sprawling Philippine Arena in Bulacan. Davao athletes IB Women's World Boxing Championships 2019 gold medalist Nesty Alcaide Petesio, World Youth and Junior Sambo Championships 2019 bronze medalist Sidney Tangkonchan, and 2015 SEA Games Wakeboard double bronze medalist Michael John Selga led the runners along with other 5 torchbearers from different sectors. Senator Christopher Bongo said the torch symbolizes sterling performances of Filipino athletes who in recent weeks continued to bring honor for the country. Davao City Vice Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte, for his part, thanks SEA Games organizers and partner agencies for the Torch Relay Run hosting privilege given to the city. Duterte said the SEA Games theme, "We Win as One," is apt as SEA nations have strong relations with one another, nurtured cooperation, and respect among each other's people. Filipino athletes will compete against 10 other SEA nations in 54 sports. Marian L. Saberon Abalayan, Weekly Newsbits.
Let's take another look at this week's top stories. 2 strong quakes hit Mindanao. 900 bus trips deployed for All Saints and All Souls Days. Anti-Polio Vaccination campaign meets 99.1% coverage. And Davao Region records highest teen pregnancy cases in the Philippines. To check more stories, visit our website www.sunsur.com.ph/Davao, subscribe on our YouTube channel, and follow our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also grab a copy of Sunsur Davao at Davao Central Convenience Stores, 7-Eleven stores, and nearest news outlets. That's all you need to know for this week. Have a great weekend.